Tom, obviously you won the ePremier League in 2020 representing Watford, taking home £20,000, which is about 36,000 Australian dollars. How do you think, looking back on that event, and what do you think it did for your esports career?
ePremier League probably made my career what it is today. It was the first major that I won. It had a high level of exposure as well, like a really high level of exposure. Obviously, the event would be on Sky Sports. When I won it, I had all my family watching, all my friends watching, and being able to win for a Premier League team, definitely took off my career and put me in a better place than I could have been 100%.
Obviously, like looking back as well, you mentioned like the mainstream, and it's kind of what esports or FIFA esports doesn't get that much, right? Like most of the events are either on Twitch or YouTube. So there would have been a lot of people just turning on their TV, watching the ePremier League for the first time and kind of discovering who you are as well.
Yeah, turn on the TV and seeing me shouting the room down. That would be their first impression. But yeah, it's a massive thing for the UK pros, because it's the one tournament where we get that extra exposure. We get to be with the so-called mainstream media, obviously playing for football teams that maybe aren't as invested in the rest of the FIFA season. But for this tournament, it definitely piques the interest. And we've seen a lot of Prem teams get involved as a result. You look at Man City and what they do now, and that kind of stemmed from the ePremier League. So yeah, it's a really big thing for UK pros, and it's definitely one of the biggest tournaments on the calendar.
Obviously, you've mentioned that you've won £20,000 winning the Premier League, and it has been on Sky Sports as well. We're looking forward most of this weekend. Is it the prize money? Is it being on Sky Sports again, the competition?
Oh, good question. I'd be lying to you if I said
the dollar signs.
I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't thinking about the money, but I think it's the prestige that comes with it. I think ever since I won the first one, being able to say I'm an ePremier League winner and doing it for my team. I'm representing Tottenham Hotspur this time, been supporting them since I was a kid. So, I think that's more of a bigger factor for me than obviously the prize money is nice and it's something that you keep your eye on. But for me to be able to say, I'm an ePremier League champion and I did it for Tottenham Hotspur, that would be something that I couldn't take away from me no matter what, and it'd be something that I'd live with for the rest of my life.
I mean, obviously as a Tottenham fan as well, the football team can't win a trophy, so I'm sure that gives you a bit of extra motivation.
Cheers. Thanks for the reminder.
I'm putting that in there. All right, now moving on to the Australian FIFA scene. What are your thoughts on the Aussie FIFA scene? Obviously, we've known each other for a long time now, but how do you think it's gone from the years that I was still playing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm invested in the Australian FIFA scene a lot more than people might know. I mean, obviously, coming across you when I first started my career, and then you were kind of my way in, and then ever since now, I've been up to date with it. And I think, the Australian pro scene is probably the best it's ever been in terms of talent and how good the pro players are. I've been keeping an eye on the E-League as well.
Cheers, Tom.
Yeah, Jamie out, the new era in, and there's a lot of talented players there, man. A lot of good players.
Obviously, speaking about the E-League, I don't know if you've managed to watch much already, but who do you think is probably the favourite to win it this year?
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on it. I've been keeping a keen eye. I've got a few names in mind here, but I'm going to say one on the basis that he's probably listening to this. He's probably listening to this and will want me to say it. And 2, he actually has been playing really, really well. And 3, his interview was really, really good the other week. I saw him calling out a few players. So, who it is. I'm going to go with Mike J. I think he's going to win it.
He's your boy. Isn't it a little fun fact as well that last year when Mike J and Mark 11, who's probably his main competitor, along with a couple others in the E-League this year, they ended up finishing second in that 2v2 tournament you competed at, and you got quite close with Mike?
Yeah, we were doing like a boot camp. They came over to England because obviously tournaments in Europe and take some time to adapt to the time zone. They were here maybe a week and a half before, just playing in the XL facility at the time, and managed to get to know them both really well. I definitely can't take any credit for how well they're both doing. That's not to do with me, but it's good to see them both playing really, really well. And unfortunately, I'm going to say Mike's winning it, but I'd be very surprised if Mark isn't in that final.
There we have it. Cheers, obviously, Tom, for joining us, and all the best for the ePremier League this weekend. Let's hope you can take home another £30,000.
Hopefully. Thank you.